वाचन व्हेनिस. व्हेनिस या पाण्यावर तरंगणाऱ्या शहरातील वातावरण, हवामान, निसर्ग सौंदर्य व जीवनमान या सर्वांचे वर्णन प्रस्तुत पाठात लेखकांनी केले आहे. So the writer has described this city which is on water, and this basically talking about the climate, the scenic beauty and the life standard of living of this particular city. व्हेनिस हे त्या गाडीचे अखेरचे स्टेशन होते. त्यामुळे रेल्वेचे 2 नोकर ऑल आउट असे इंग्रजीतून आणि त्याच अर्थी इटालियन व फ्रेंचमधून ओरडत डब्यातून फिरत होते. त्या अमेरिकन म्हाताऱ्यांजवळ चिक्कार सामान होते. व्हेनिसला बिऱ्हाड बदलायच्या इराद्याने आल्यासारखे. त्यामुळं त्यांनी 2 पोर्टर्स बोलावले. मी त्या स्त्रियांचे औपचारिक आभार मानून माझी छोटी बॅग घेऊन निघालो. So, Venice was the last station of that particular train. That's the reason 2 railway employees were shouting all out and moving from one bogie to the other. And the same instructions were repeated in Italian and French language. And there was this American group, or maybe a couple of ladies, who had lots and lots of luggage. It was prima facie, it looked as if they are wanting to settle down in Venice. They had that much of luggage. And because of that, they had engaged 2 porters. And the writer says, I bid them my final bye, formally went and said bye to them and took my bag and I left. स्टेशनच्या बाहेर येऊन पाहतो तर रस्ता नव्हताच. होता तो एक प्रचंड कालवा, एखाद्या विस्तीर्ण नदीसारखा. हाच तो ग्रँड कॅनल. त्यात अनेक पोर्टर टॅक्सी म्हणजे लहान मोटर लॉन्चेस आणि मोठ्या यात्रिक नावा उभ्या होत्या. व्हेनेझिया, व्हेनेझिया, पियाझा, पियाझा असा त्यांचा पुकारा चालू होता. टॅक्सीपेक्षा बस स्वस्त पडणार हे सांगायला काही अर्थज्ञ लागत नाही. मी 250 लिरांचे बोटीचे तिकीट काढले. 2 100 प्रवासी पोटात घेऊन आमची नाव जोरात निघाली. So the moment I came out of the station, there was no road. There was a big, huge canal, as if it was a big river. And then I realized, oh, this is the Grand Canal everyone talks about. And there were a lot of porter taxis, that means small launch, and big yachts, tourist yachts. And they were screaming for customers at the top of their lungs, Venezia, Piazza. So, and then I realized that, oh, it will be intelligent enough to not hire a taxi, individual taxi, but go by this bus service. I didn't need a financial expert to tell me that. So, I bought a ticket of 250 lirans and of the boat, ticket of the boat, and the boat took off with about 200 odd tourists. ते वातावरण अतिशय प्रसन्न होते. विशाल कालव्यावर अनेक उत्साही प्रवासी वेगाने जा ये करत होते. हायवेवर वाहनांची वाहतूक चालावी तशी त्या जलमार्गावर नावांची धावपळ चालली होती. अनेक प्रकारच्या नावा कालव्यातून चालल्या होत्या. हवेत गारवा होता, वाऱ्यात उत्साह होता, मनात संगीत होते आणि सभोवार पसरलेल्या पाण्यात तारुण्य होते. रोमला भेटलेला एक इटालियन लेखक मला म्हणाला होता ते खरेच. व्हेनिस हे जगातलं एकच असं शहर आहे की त्याचं वर्णन करता येत नाही. तिथं प्रत्यक्षात गेलं पाहिजे, तिथली हवा खाल्ली पाहिजे, तिथं राहिलं पाहिजे, तरच तुम्हाला व्हेनिस म्हणजे काय ते समजेल. सो नाव ही डिस्क्राइब्स द atmosphere around that place, and he says it was very vibrant and nice and pleasant, and on that big canal the boats and the yachts were moving around as if it's completely trafficated, like how a trafficated highway looks. And exactly that same way the boats and the yachts were finding their way in India in that huge canal. And there were lots and lots of different types of boat. There was chill in the air, there was excitement all around, there was, a slight music getting played in your mind, in your heart, and everywhere around there was youth, and there was a spring in everybody's step. And he recollected an Italian whom he had met in Rome, who had told him that Venice is the only city in the entire world which cannot be described. You have to go here, you have to visit Venice, you have to experience the air there, you have to stay there. Only then you would realize what Venice is all about. And the writer, when he was seeing all of this, he realized that the Italian was so right. कारण हे पाण्यातले असे जगातले एकमेव अद्भुत शहर आहे ज्या शहरात एकही मोटार नाही, वाहतूक नियंत्रण करणारा पोलीस नाही, ट्रॅफिक लाईट्स नाहीत आणि रस्त्यावर धक्काबुक्की नाही. असे हे जगातले एकमेव शहर, कारण याला खऱ्या अर्थानेच रस्तेच नाही. So he said that indeed it is a very different and unique city because there is not a single car in this city. There is not a single traffic police in this city. There are no traffic lights. Why? Because there are no roads. And if there are no roads, there is no congestion. And this is the only place in the entire earth, is the only city in the entire earth which actually in the truest sense does not have any roads. आहेत ते कालवे, फक्त कालवे आणि त्यांना जोडणारे पूल. आईच्या गळ्यात मुलाने हात टाकावा तसे हे पूल. लाडीक, प्रेमळ. हा गाव म्हणजे रूढ अर्थाने शहर नव्हेच तर अनेक छोट्या बेटांचा हा पुंचकाच आहे. So he says that the city is full of only canals, from one canal to the other, and there are bridges, small beautifully designed and decorated bridges which join one canal to the other, and it's basically group of canals, as if a small child has lovingly put his arms around his mother. That's how the bridges and the canals are in sync with each other. It is actually not a city, it's a group of islands. That's what the writer says. निळ्या मखमली सागरावर टाकलेल्या हिऱ्या माणिकाच्या ढिगाऱ्यासारखा हा लांबून दिसतो. मधूनच चर्च किंवा जुना राजवाडा यांची टोके आभाळात घुसतात. ग्रँड कॅनलच्या किनाऱ्यावर खुर्च्या टाकलेल्या, 4 खुर्च्यांच्या मध्ये टेबल आणि त्यावर रंगीबिरंगी प्रचंड छत्री. या खुर्चीवर बसून कॉफी घेत समोरून सरकणाऱ्या विविध आकाराच्या आणि अनंत प्रकाराचे उतारू वाहन नेणाऱ्या नावांची ये जा पाहत बसायचे. तीच गंमत या नावांतून प्रवास करणाऱ्यांनाही पाहायला मिळते. डेकवर येऊन किनाऱ्यावरच्या निरुद्योगी संथ, शांत, चित्रविचित्र प्रवाशांच्याकडे पाहत पुढे पुढे सरकायचे. हे शहर साठीच आहे यात शंका नाही, कारण इथे येणाऱ्या प्रवाशांना कसलीही घाई गर्दी नसते. न्यूयॉर्क, मुंबई, हाँगकाँग अशा शहरातल्या धावपळीपासून हे निवांत शहर सर्वस्वी अलिप्त आहे. So now he describes the place and he says that this place is as if on a beautiful blue velvet ocean, emeralds and rubies have been sprinkled all over. That's how the city looks from far away. And in the middle, just in the middle, you will find the domes or the peaks of ancient churches or castles. Grand Canal, on the banks of Grand Canal, you will find n number of chairs just randomly put. A table is put in the center. There is a beautiful, colorful, big umbrella, and the tourists are just sitting, tourists or locals, they are just sitting there sipping on their coffee, watching the canal, watching the people who are traveling in the boats or the yachts in the canal, and they're just having a chilled out time. And exactly the same way, the people who are traveling in the boats and the yachts are doing the same. They are observing and enjoying the people who are sitting at the banks sipping coffee, and they are enjoying how not doing anything and just chilling out can be so beautiful. So one part of tourist looks at the other part of tourist, and the locals are also in between, sitting without a worry and enjoying their coffee. And he says that हे शहर निरुद्योगांसाठीच आहे. So this particular city is meant for people who are not fussy about work, who really want to enjoy life. They want to have their me time. They want to just chill out, because this particular place does not hustle anybody. It's not crowded. It's not, it's not pushy. It's not wanting, or it's not ordering you to move ahead, checking. Even if you're sightseeing, you're not, hustled. It's unlike the other cities like New York, Bombay, Hong Kong, where you just cannot imagine lazing around and living an isolated life. But Venice does give you that particular chance. व्हेनिसचे रस्ते म्हणजे पाण रस्ते कल्पना नसलेला एक मुनीम एकदा लंडनहून व्हेनिसला विमानाने आला. रस्त्यावर सगळीकडे पाणीच पाणी झालेले पाहून त्याने आपल्या मालकाला तार केली. व्हेनिसमध्ये पूर आला आहे. सगळे रस्ते पाण्यानं तुडुंब भरले आहेत. परत येऊ की पूर ओसरेपर्यंत वाट पाहू ते कळवा. व्हेनिस म्हणजे अफाट जलदर्शन. व्हेनिस म्हणजे केवळ कालव्यांचेच नव्हे, तर कालव्यातही तरंगणारे शहर. एक प्रचंड उत्साह आणि उत्सव. 2 दिवसांच्या निवांत मुक्कामानंतर हे गोड, कलासक्त आणि निळ्या पाण्यावर तरंगणारे शहर सोडताना मनाला खूपच हुरहुर वाटली. So he says that Venice is all about water roads. And one particular peon or assistant of a businessman landed in the country, the city, who had no idea what Venice is and how it is. So when he came to Venice, he saw all and only water all around. And he immediately sent a telegram to his boss, his boss, saying that Venice is flooded. What do I do? The roads are submerged in water. What do you wish? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to hang around here till the floods go back, recede, or do you want me to move back? Please let me know what do you want me to do. Now, Venice means a beautiful visual treat of water. And one will say Venice is not only about canals, it is a city floating in between the canals. And it is a city of which is one big excitement and one big festival. When after my 2 day stay, I had to say my byes to this beautiful, ethnic, full of rich heritage city which was floating in clear, velvety water. I had a part of me that got tugged to the city, and I felt a little sad to leave this city. Thank you.